guys, welcome back to JJRW. So I just pulled up at this local spot. This is like a school where I usually skate. And I'm cruising up, but then all of a sudden I tack my board up and I see something green just rolling on the road. And it's my wheel. My wheel fell off, guys. So luckily the spot's only like 5 minutes from my house. But basically, I'm gonna have to walk back home, get my wheel fixed, and then come back to the spot to skate. So I'll see you guys then. Alright, round 2, guys. The board here and all the wheels are on it. So let's just get to skating.
Once again, it's time to buy more soul. The flavor you will savor in your soul. Wax is distributed in the bin zone. Wash it sends you in the next of kin soul. PA makes his pocket on the console. Scream hard until you blow your tonsil. Bang or bang until you wear your shoe sole. You are now dancing to the mid-soul.
Alright guys, so the session over on that ledge was pretty fun. I didn't do as many tricks as I hoped I would, but maybe we'll get some different tricks next time. But now I'm going to get onto the subject of the video, which is the truth about riding old school skateboard. Alright, for those of you who don't know, an old school skateboard is basically a skateboard which has this type of shape, which doesn't have too much concave over on the nose, a little bit more concave on the tail, not much though. And they're very different to the modern popsicle board. So if you don't know, this is a modern popsicle board and this is a old school board. So you can see there is a difference. Now I'm gonna go over the pros and cons of riding an old school board, and then I'll get into whether you should buy one of these boards yourself. Okay, so I'll start off with the pros of riding an old school board. Alright guys, so the first pro of riding an old school board is that you just have more room to land your tricks. So this board is about 10 inches wide, and it's just easier to land a trick. You have more room to land. So kickflip. Okay, so the next pro of the old school board is they're just really fun shapes. So it's a lot different and a lot more unique. You don't really go to the skate park and see a lot of kids or even like adults riding the old school boards, and it's just really fun. And you have a lot of people coming up to you, or in my case I have a lot of people coming up to me like, hey dude, that's a really cool board, can I try it? And it's just like, it is a really cool board, it is really fun to ride, and it's just something different, you know? So yeah. And the next pro is that you just have these timeless graphics that you don't really get on the new boards. Now don't get me wrong, the graphics on the new boards are amazing. I have a Henry Gartland Sweet Dreams deck and I love that graphic so much. But I just feel like you can't really replace 80s graphics. They just have a special place in skateboarding history, and it's really cool to be riding them. And also, if you are getting an old school board, I recommend getting rib bones rails as well, which protect the graphic. But yeah, 80s graphics, what more can you say? This is a Steve Cavallero 1987 graphic, I believe. And yeah, super, super rad. Anyway, those are the 3 pros that I can think of at the top of my head. Now for the cons. Now the main con obviously is that it's harder to flip. You see, it's quite big and that does give you room to land, but also you have to give it an extra flick. So if you're just learning how to kickflip and you're just a little dude, it's a little bit harder to flick it out and land. That's why a lot of modern street skaters like these popsicles, because they're doing massive flip tricks down stair sets and stuff. And yeah, I even find that sometimes. Alright guys, so some people who actually work at the school ended up coming, so I thought it was good to just go to somewhere else. But like I was saying, I can't always rely on bringing my old school board to a spot where I need to do tons of flip tricks. That's why I sometimes use my Henry Gartland board when I know I'm going to be doing more technical street skating. Alright guys, so another con about the old school boards is the fact that the noses are pretty small. I mean, look at that. The tails are huge on the other hand, like I can't even barely fit that into frame. The tails are huge, but the noses are really small. You can find some old school boards with bigger noses, but it's just a lot more difficult. And if you really want to do nollie tricks, it's better to get a popsicle, or just try really hard to find a old school board with a bigger nose. And the last con about old school boards is they basically have no concave. As you can see, it's very flat, very much. If I put my hand there, it's basically just flat, no concave whatsoever, which isn't really a big deal for me, but I know for a lot of people it is a big problem. Alright guys, so the big question, should you buy an old school board yourself? The answer is yes, you should definitely pick up one of these. I usually ride the old school boards by Power Peralta. I've had many old school boards by Power Peralta. I know there are a lot of other companies though who do old school boards like Santa Cruz, Toxic, Hosoi. Those are just a few companies off the top of my head. And yeah, I hope you enjoy watching this video. If you do, like and subscribe. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we're really close. We're on about 720. So yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.